The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
EMissyK's show. EMissyK's show. EMissyK's show. Questions, interviews, gossip, current news, movie, TV, radio, here we go. Hey, it's EMissyK. Hey, it's EMissyK. Her beauty and passion, talk music, passion, loose lips, red cup, Lajohn. She's always on Facebook, Instagram, taking calls on the telephone. Sexy if you say so. It's the EMissyK show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the EMissyK's Loose Lip Show. I'm your girl, EMissyK.
Yes, I like it. Do it.
How are you guys doing today?
I'm alive.
She's back.
That's a blessing.
Thank God.
I'm back.
You have been MIA, Miss Hailey Bale. She came back with a new name.
I had to.
She get more time off than anybody.
Right. You know,
And your mama second.
I needed some time.
Hey, I guess.
I needed the time.
We-
you know, maybe you guys
what
need
about
some
us,
adult
LaLa?
days. You know, have your adult conversations. Now that they're out the way, let's keep it back to PG-18.
PG.
We get to turn it to PG-19 next month.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on next month?
My birthday.
Okay.
So over here we got Miss LaLa Young.
The chocolate one.
Yes.
And over here, Lady D's.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching.
So, Hailey, who's our guest today?
Our guest today is Darren Hendon.
Yes.
From Veteran Social Services.
Okay.
So I get to answer a lot of questions from my senior year that the veterans didn't answer for
That's
me.
right.
And for your relatives.
Right.
Yes.
Them too.
You might find out some information for them.
I need to find some information out for myself.
And Memorial Day is coming.
Yes.
Of course.
Right
So,
on time. Right
yay,
on
yay.
time. All right.
All right,
Let's
so
go.
Hailey,
Where we going?
good luck. Thank you for coming.
So you think about going
Good
into
luck
the
with
military?
Darren. He kind of crazy.
You think about going into the military?
I'm sorry?
Are you thinking about going to the military?
Oh, no, never.
I think you would be
Oh,
really
no,
good in
never?
the Air
It's
Force.
not, no, well, okay. I've been told that there are other jobs in the military that can be done and that I would be good at. For instance, film. They need broadcasters for the military. They also need nurses for the military. I'll be interested in that. Air Force. Ooh, sorry, poetess. Not so much. It's not a career path for me. But I would be interested in doing some jobs for the
never
military,
know.
yes.
Pay for your college.
So free housing. I was about to say free housing in college.
College.
Doesn't interest you?
Other people that are 25 who bought a house and 2 cars in the military, but I still think it's something fishy about that.
No,
Why?
it's not. No.
Because I don't think it's fishy, but we can talk about it later.
We can.
On my segment, save it for my segment.
you.
Save it to the
She
show.
throws a bomb out there like that. No,
What's
save
on
it.
everyone's lips, LaLa?
LaLa. All day, every day. No. Okay, so.
Yeah, right. No.
No, we have been talking, but whatever. Okay, so Eric Holder, that was a gentleman who actually killed Nipsey Hussle. He was indicted yesterday. 1 count murder and 2 count attempted murder. What this means is there won't be a preliminary hearing. They're going to go straight to the trial.
Okay.
And if found guilty, he's going to serve life. So for those who think that he did it and it wasn't something had to do with the government, yes, he has been indicted.
So, what?
People thought it was the government or something like that.
I don't know. I think somebody rich had to set him up. Honestly, I feel like that.
Why did they?
Like what?
I feel like somebody rich has it has something to do with somebody with higher power, with money, or the government.
Or someone who
honestly.
knew him. But, that's me.
Okay, so why are they not doing a preliminary? Why are they just jumping straight to?
The grand jury found him. I guess they indicted him on murder charges. So they don't have to do it. So they go straight to the
I'm trying to
trial.
figure out how the government got involved.
Well, no, what I was saying was For
It was a
those
conspiracy
yes,
theory.
yeah,
that it was
conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
conspiracy.
Those who think that Eric Holder did indeed kill him, they're happy for that verdict. They're just going to go straight to trial and hopefully get some jail time. So
I think it was somebody with
And
higher
you know,
power.
his attorney dropped out.
dropped out, yes.
And
Oh,
he was
did
O.J.
he?
Simpson-
Threats.
And he was O.J. Simpson's
threats.
attorney.
Yes.
So my
And
thing
his
is,
kids.
how could some regular hood dude from 60s, like basically of no money, because I know he had to have a really, job up there. Mm-hmm. So how does somebody from low economy get an attorney from a high up there with that price?
High profile.
It's called pro bono.
It's a high profile case.
That's right. So you do a pro bono for the publicity.
He's a
Right.
public offender, and he probably
Media
felt
whores.
like I can get my name back out there.
Yes.
Because they drug him through the mud through that
So
last
who
trial.
paying for it?
Public,
Pro bono,
and
which
you don't
means
have to.
he's doing it for free.
Right.
Charity.
It's kind of like a charity. They do X amount. They do like a couple
Right.
a year or whatever the quota is, but they do X amount of year per year.
I still smell something very fishy.
It is. It's been fishy from the gate.
Well, let's follow the case.
yes,
They watch too much
everyone
television.
is.
This would be like O.J. Simpson all over again.
Right. anyway.
What
She
else we
just
got
said
left?
O.J. Simpson.
She said that.
All over again.
No,
definitely
sweetie.
different from that.
How?
Yeah, he's not, but yeah, just.
I'm sorry, I scratched my head when I'm being petty. I'm throwing shade.
She's back.
Because
Literally, she's back.
Because I heard that a lot of people were following. Okay, remember a lot of people following the O.J. Simpson case.
Yes.
Right? And they were saying, "Oh, he did it. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, he didn't. He didn't do it." My generation is following this case like so.
Okay, so I see what you said.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of up there for us. It's a big deal.
Just like there. So I get it.
Continue, LaLa.
Okay.
Okay, so anybody watch Shy? Do you watch Shy? You probably don't know.
I do not
You
watch
don't
Shy.
watch television?
The
Easy
Shy.
E.
Me and Jacob Lattimore got married last summer, so go
She
ahead.
said Jacob Lattimore. Is he any kin to Kenny Lattimore?
I don't think so.
You know who Kenny Lattimore is?
No,
No, she don't.
Again, generational conversations, girl.
Right.
He wasn't at the wedding. Keep going.
Well, Kenny Lattimore is the wedding singer.
Yes.
He probably was. No, Jacob set that part up. He was he was amazing.
Don't carry this any further.
You know what? We're going to finish this on your segment. Damn it. Okay, anyway, straight out of Compton, the guy who played it, Eazy-E.
Yeah.
He's actually a very, very talented actor, and he does a show on Showtime called The Shy. He also was going to have a show on Netflix. A couple other shows he was coming out with. But, so he's been sexually harassing. Maybe not sexually harassed, but he was harassing some of the women on cast. So his management,
Oh, I've seen him
Showtime,
before.
exactly. Showtime and Netflix has dropped
looks
him completely. So he has no job.
No job. I say he's straight out of a
He
job.
is straight out of a job. And it's crazy because with everything that's going on, like, what were you thinking? Like, you're right. This is as fast as you went up, you going down.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
My boss said he think he Eazy-E for real.
All those babies.
You are not untouchable, boo boo.
Exactly. And yeah,
Not
they
in the
touched him.
Me Too
Not
movement.
no,
Exactly.
absolutely not.
They kicking butt and taking names.
Absolutely.
The lady was actually his co-star, the one who was playing as his girlfriend on the
Right.
show.
Yeah.
Was like afraid of him, and
Yeah.
not even that. She told the director and them that this was going on.
Yeah.
To the point to where she was like, "Well, I'm just going to step down."
She had to bring her fiance on
Exactly.
set because he was just that out of
Insane.
control. I was like, "What? You have no self control." She's trying to help you. She
Right.
could have just
Nah.
went straight to the producers
He
and
got
told
a
them like,
So
problem.
those are the kind of guys you don't feel sorry for them.
he got a
you had
problem.
you should have heeded the warnings and stopped.
exactly.
No, he has a problem and need help.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So they
Send him
gonna
over
give
there
some
with
help.
R. Kelly. They need the same therapist. What else?
Yeah, they
you
Yeah,
got?
you need to find an
Honestly-
update on him.
On R. Kelly? I definitely
I'm
will.
just curious.
We can talk about that next week. We have something going on next week. Anyway, we need to go.
Since you like all that gossip.
I do. I love all the gossip.
I know.
No.
It's interesting.
I like hearing it.
It's
I
surprising.
don't want to look it up.
Oh, that's why you want me to do it, so you know what's going on. Okay, that's fine. Okay, a couple of weeks.
said LaLa is fly as usual.
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
How are you? I'm over here. Can
We
you
have a hard enough time trying to control this monster.
No,
You
there's
gonna
no
tell her on
controlling. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Is it my
put it out
lips?
there?
Is it my hair? What is it? Talk to me. I'll talk back. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so
Moving forward.
Robert Smith.
Robert.
A couple of months ago, I
Put some spec on that man's
I
name. Robert
posted
F.
his
Smith.
name. Man, he's a billionaire. He's an investor. And
I heard but.
billionaire. And the conversation was with individual women that they didn't like him and they didn't care because he was married to a different race. And my thing is like, why do you care?
Right.
It has nothing to do with it. Now, coming a couple months more, this gentleman, I think you've seen him too because you were saying how fine he was. Yes, he is. He's paid 400 black men. Let me say that again. 400 black men tuitions from Morehouse.
That's what I'm talking about. You can,
not
you can
one,
sleep with whoever you want to sleep
not
with.
two, but
Man,
400.
Yes.
Pull a
black
whole
men.
sex change. You know,
You don't need to do that.
you always wanted a son first.
No.
And maybe if we just go back for a
You know,
second,
I want your tuition paid, but not like that.
No, not like that.
I can just. Who's seen that movie with that
You
girl
know
who
she's,
shaved her
you
head
know she's
like a
gonna pay
boy?
for your. She's gonna buy your way in, right? So why are
She
you worried?
might.
Right.
We had this
She
conversation.
Exactly.
But
By all means necessary.
Just
but
to
we
get
can
it
just.
in.
But I mean, I make a very fine man. I've seen my brother.
Oh,
EJ.
mercy.
What is we talking about?
I don't
I
even
can
know.
do a quick sex
Say
change
that.
and then come back. I
Welcome
can revert
back.
No, they don't reverse.
Welcome
No,
back,
reverse.
Hailey Beasley.
No.
We're not going there.
You feel me?
Why are we having this conversation?
I'm gonna trick somebody. I'm gonna call a girl and be like,
Just to go to
that.
Morehouse.
I'm gonna be like,
Just to go to
look,
Morehouse.
look.
That's
I'm gonna be
sad.
like, so they let me in the Morehouse.
You would want to go to Morehouse looking like you look, not like a dude.
I'm gonna show up at my own graduation with my hair done.
Girl, it's crazy.
Man.
Anyways,
Man,
Another
let me explain to you.
go ahead.
If I was one of those parents and he made that
Right.
statement, I'd be like, what'd he say?
Right.
Hailey, what'd
And
he
that's
say?
what they were doing.
What? I would
All
have
the
been
kids, everyone. And the Holy Ghost up there.
Right.
I'm gonna show up at my homie parties as a girl and then wake up the next morning as a boy. Like, how was party last night?
Nah, I'm shouting all over the place.
Right.
I don't even care who next to me, who got me on camera. It's a wrap. My
Man, it
wig
was
coming off, the whole 9 yards. I ain't got to pay for what?
Right.
That's going to Morehouse. That's a lot of money.
Exactly.
Very expensive.
Exactly. If you
It's
even
quality.
had to pay
It's
for a
quality.
child's tuition, because I'm doing that. Well, I'm not. My daughter's doing it. And she got a couple of scholarships. Yes.
Yeah.
But it is a lot.
Yay.
It is a lot, not just for the young man, but for the parents, because they don't have to worry anymore.
Yeah.
No.
That's
and then
awesome.
these young men can go and then start their career
Yeah.
without having to worry. And then it looks good on your credit, too. Oh, my God.
Without all that baggage.
There's an underlying
Yes.
story to him doing that. I kind of briefly read it, but because he did that, it exposed
Oh, yes.
just how much we're paying as African Americans for college. Well,
Yep.
shall I say overpaying
Overpaying,
for
definitely.
college. So it's like a huge investigation going. He
should have done
stirred
it.
up the poo poo.
He should
Good.
Because
Yeah, I'm not
individuals
saying
are
anything
talking
is
about
wrong
No, I'm
with
just
it.
saying that's good. I'm
My
glad.
baby is a senior next year.
Exactly.
rock
There's a couple
on.
of people were saying that it's a tax write-off or it's
Yes.
a write-off. I don't care. He didn't have to do that.
No, he
He
didn't.
didn't.
He could have did it in Africa because you know how a lot of people go into different
Absolutely.
countries. He did it right here in Atlanta at Morehouse for, I'm going to say it again, 400 young
Black men.
Let's
Love
go.
That's
go.
awesome. No, that's
It
that's
is.
awesome.
It really
So if you
is.
attend Morehouse, call me.
Right.
Your credit good, baby, then we good.
Right. Oh, yeah, you know what?
You just need to stand at the
Don't
gate and wait
say
for one
there's
of
no
them.
good black men out there. I'm just saying. They just graduated.
What did you just say?
I'm just okay. We're gonna move it along.
I'm sure you are. I know you want to get me started.
I know you were about to. This is your girl LaLa with
finna get it.
EMissyK's Slip Show. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And you know I always talk about it. We have this group, right? It's so good. We
What are you guys
about,
doing in there? You guys still being
We talk
nasty
about
as ever?
sex. I didn't got down up in there, like for real, like really good questions for everyone to. Bottom line, we talk about sex. That's it.
What the
like
twins
that.
singing about over here?
Let's talk about
Sex.
Let's talk about
You know, we're going to go to a break.
Up next is the beautiful Lady D with Kissable Nights and Dating After 50.
Be back in 2 minutes.
I'm just me. And I like what I see. Just as Simple as that. I done been with many, but nothing quite like you though. Girl, we can fall in love, what it do though? Girl, you can get this love, cause I know we're just a lie. This ain't only for tonight. I done been with many, but nothing quite like you though. Girl, we can fall in love, what it do though? Girl, you can get this love, cause I know we're just a lie. This ain't only for tonight. I'm loving the way you're taking your angles. You say that you're free, you broke off the shackles. You're calling my phone, you're asking for samples. Pass me the fruit, girl, don't be bashful. Nothing can compare, yeah, yeah. Girl, I love it getting wet, wet, wet. All over my baby, all over my baby, yeah. All over my baby, yeah. All over my baby, yeah. I done been with many, but nothing quite like you though. Girl, we can fall in love, what it do though? Girl, you can get this love, cause I know we're just a lie. This ain't only for tonight. I done been with many, but nothing quite like you though. Girl, we can fall in love, what it do though? Girl, you can get this love, cause I know we're just a lie. This ain't only for tonight. I'm loving the way you're checking your angles. I'm learning these lessons like it was a fable. Girl, all of your loving, it got me disabled. Got me disabled. I'm loving the way that you feel on my wave. Nothing can compare, yeah, yeah. Girl, I love it getting wet, wet, wet. All over my baby, yeah. 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 I done been with many, but nothing quite like you though. Girl, we can fall in love.
Welcome back to the EMissyK's Loose Lip Show. I'm your girl, EMissyK. We have been joined by the sexy Darren.
Look at that smile.
You know what? You know what? I knew this was going to go left, right?
Oh, well. You have no idea. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm
You are
so grateful to be here.
You are with the ladies of Loose Lips.
I've heard.
Are you ready?
See, you got me stuttering.
Are you ready?
And I know exactly what I want to say.
What you want to say?
You know what? No, thank you. No, I've heard a lot about your show. I've seen your show many times. I've had to tune off because I just did not want to chime in on some of the content. And, I just stuck to viewership.
Okay. And now you're in the pot and you can't get out.
I'm in the hot seat and I'm cool with it. Bring it.
Okay, let's go then, Lady D's.
Yeah.
He said bring it.
And you are funny.
She is. You have no idea.
Oh, you'll deal with her next.
My goodness. She's a mess.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. And this is Kissable Nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. So ask yourself, am I being played in a relationship?
Okay.
Am I getting as much as I put in? Do I create a fertile environment for misuse to flourish?
Okay.
Why am I ignoring what I see and feel? What's that look on your face?
People do it all the time.
Sometimes the signs of misuse are seen early on, and we choose to ignore it.
Yeah, I call them red flags. You're
Yes.
just going to keep ignoring your red flags like that, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
So I was speaking to a friend last weekend, and he said that he went on a first date with this lady, and they were having a good time, good conversation. But not long into dinner, she announced that she wanted him to purchase her a set of tires for her car.
Oh, that's funny.
She want to be rolling.
See?
Did you say first date?
First date.
Date numero uno. Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
But you would be surprised at how many people would keep going forward Some would probably lie and say, okay, we'll talk about it or whatever until they get what they want, and then they're like deuces, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of women are pretty upfront about what they want, and I don't know why people, not just women, but men too, but people choose to ignore it. You see this stuff coming. It's not like it doesn't take, I ain't going to say what I started to say.
Has that ever happened to you, Darren? Is that common? That's ballsy.
Has someone asked me to buy it?
Just
Something,
tires?
not just tires, something inappropriate for the first date.
Like, take me to Ruth Chris on our first date. Like,
you know what? Yes, I've had some kind of outlandish requests, but I would just give them the death stare.
okay, as you should.
And I let them change the subject based on my response.
It's kind of like looking at you like, are you really serious? Did you really just say that to me?
So I mean, I've had I wouldn't say too outlandish, but I've had some kind of wild requests on first meeting, first date, first encounter. But the death stare works for me.
Okay.
Right.
It just does. Or else I'll walk away.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you in a heartbeat, you ask me, like, oh, what kind of things do you like? What do you like to do on your dates? I'm like, number one on my mouth is, I like fine dining because I don't want you to take me to Denny's. But, it doesn't mean that I'm just being,
But that's not using somebody.
Some people think that it is, though.
But it's not. If I put it out there and I lay my cards on the table where I'm coming from and you choose to continue forward, that's not using you because you already know that I don't expect to be going to Denny's for dinner.
Right.
So that's not using. They made a choice because they don't have to do it.
Absolutely.
Right. So I don't think that should be in the category of using anybody.
But
Ruth Chris is cool, but tires?
I don't know. A meal at Ruth Chris would cost as much as a couple of tires.
Let's look at the dollars.
Okay,
not my tires.
So is it using if a man, because you know how men are, they say they have this and they can do this and they want to provide and provide and provide, and that's all you offer from the gate, and the lady takes and takes and takes. Is that considered her using him if that's all he's doing?
If that's something, okay, there are some men who are like OG. That's how they were raised. That's what they do. And they will do it, but the smart ones will do it with wisdom. Okay, this is who I am, and they're gonna go so far until they start to notice that you're expecting them to do these things. See, that's the difference. It's like it's one thing for them to do what they do because that's who they are, but it's another thing for you to expect me to do it. And you just met me, you don't even really know me. Let me be who I am, because I'm like that too. I'm a giver, I'm a doer.
Right.
I believe in spoiling a man. That's me. That's how I was raised. Right. But the moment you say something that make me think that you expect it, I shut down. Okay. I can't help it. It's like it just takes all the fun out of it. It's just I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'll wash your clothes. I'll wash your dishes. I'll cook your food. But don't ask me. You're not cooking tonight. Oh.
Next.
But it would be different for him to feel like, okay, what if you didn't do it? And he's like, well, you do it anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Why? Okay.
Doesn't matter. You should not expect, it's like I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart, not because you told me this is what you wanted or this is what you expect. This is what I do, and at any point, if I'm tired one day and I don't feel like doing it, I don't want to hear no flack.
Okay. Exactly.
I need you to understand that I'm tired and like, okay, babe, let's go out to dinner.
Right.
Or let me cook. Don't ask me why I'm not cooking.
Okay.
No, I'm so you want to get me turned off real quick because I'm at that point I'm done.
Right.
It's like, okay, I see what this is. I can't treat you nice. Anyway, so there was another incident where a guy took a lady out on the first date to a very high-end restaurant, right? And they sat and they had dinner and they chit-chatted. Almost at the end of the dinner, she announced to him that she wanted him to purchase 3 dinners for her children.
This is a real story, man.
So what do you think?
I've heard it before, too.
No, he's not obligated to do that. What the?
Now, some men say, well, if her children need to eat, then...
It really depends on the man. Because, okay, you do have women who go out on dates, with the man because he asked, when their kids are literally at home starving. But because he asked and she wants to get to know him, she goes anyway. So... It's up to the man how he responds to that. I mean, I would never do it personally, but I wouldn't do it because of pride. But if this is a woman who's open enough to say, look, I came out on a date with you, I'm full, but my kids are hungry. Do you mind picking up three meals for them as well? It's up to the man to decide whether he wants to do it or not. It may not be a situation where he's being used at that point.
So do you think that he should purchase the dinners there, or what if he says, okay, well, I will stop at McDonald's on the way home?
That's a good compromise. Because that's why I said it's up to the man. That's not a bad compromise, depending on where you're dining at.
She shouldn't be nowhere if her kids ain't eating. I'm sorry.
That's my next point, because I'm thinking.
I mean, but okay, so she's supposed to be single for the rest of her life?
No. But I think that if your children are hungry, that means you're hungry, and the bottom line is you shouldn't be going out getting fat, while your children are starving. So then you just put it out there and see what kind of man you're really dealing with. Okay, look. I know you want to go to some expensive restaurant, but my kids are hungry. I'm hungry. Can we just go maybe to McDonald's or Denny's or something so we can afford to get the kids something? But you put it out there. You let them know. And if he shies away from that, then you don't need to be joking anyway.
Right. They are going crazy online with these questions right
now. She shouldn't be. Go ahead.
It's like this is almost like a deja vu. Story. See, because I'm seeing that the mother told the kids to call at a certain time when dinner was almost over, and they said, "Mommy, I'm hungry." And she says, "Oh, yeah, well, the guy heard that the kids was hungry, and he offered to buy them food." That's how that would go down.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or that's how that could go down.
Yeah.
If she premeditated to where I'm going to order the top entree, and then on top of, let me order the entrees for my kids. He didn't expect that. That probably was not in his budget, but yeah, you're right.
But even if it's in his budget, I think it's kind of inconsiderate. You just met this guy. You just met him. And you're at a high-end, a 5-star restaurant. Seriously? Are you serious?
You out with me with your kids at home, and then you expect me to have to... No, where the daddy at? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's a red flag.
Anyway,
let's go.
It is. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm just saying that I'm not going to totally throw her under the bus for it.
Well, no, I just think that I don't think it was presented correctly or properly, considering the circumstances. I really don't. I think that if your children are hungry, you don't have any dang pride at that point. Seriously.
Oh, I have pride.
No, because my children still need to freaking eat.
Okay.
Right? And if I go back home full and my children are hungry, I mean, how that's going to make me feel?
Right.
You bring doggy bag.
Enough doggy bag for 3 children.
Don't think I haven't done it before. You go to Lucille's, you order the platter.
Well, that's...
Oh.
We're not, okay.
And you bring home enough food for you and the kids.
Okay, we're not at Lucille's, and you know how much food you get at those restaurants.
I'm just saying.
At the house and have enough for all of us to eat. Why I need to go out with you and I got kids at the house? Let's go home. We can have a nice.
You just met this man. I'm not bringing him home.
Hey,
if
she ain't got no money. She ain't got no money.
But you want him to feed. But you want him to feed him though.
I like that. They can come home if you that bold enough to ask him for some food to take home to your kids, and you can bring his butt there to meet him, so you can see who he.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. What else we got?
But anyway, so if you find yourself in a relationship and you're feeling uneasy about the way things are going, and you feel like you're being used, whether it be male or female, it doesn't matter because you get it from both ends, then you need to listen to your feelings. Do not ignore because the signs are there. So some of the signs are you are afraid to say no because you're afraid of them getting angry or you're feeling guilt or shame. You live around their schedule. What you have going on does not matter. Okay, it's all about them. Your partner runs hot and cold. Sometimes they're cool, and the next minute they're like, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You need to apologize all the time. I've known people like that. Not in my relationship, but I've known people in relationships like that. It's like they're always apologizing about something they can do anything right. There's a lack of interest in learning more about you. It's all about them. They're only nice when it's convenient. Your friends and family are concerned because they see things that you don't see. You go out of your way to meet the needs of your partner, yet your needs are not even on the radar. Is that a call?
You got a call?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't have earphones, sorry.
I don't need earphones, do I?
I'm back in Delamo. I'm over here at Mom's house, keeping stress levels low.
Hello, welcome to the EMissyK's Loose Lips Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Oh, I'm in Carson in Delamo, well, by the Carson Mall.
Okay. How can we help you?
Oh, I was just talking to an old school friend of mine I came back with. His name is Darren Hendon.
Hey,
94746.
hold on.
Who is that?
It's Zulu.
Is that Zulu?
That's for you.
I hear that, D1. I hear that, you know.
Hey, it's Ann Byron Nelson.
Oh my God. You talking about
the show, and I want to salute you on that. We're watching you as we speak, and all blessings.
Hey,
that's nice.
I appreciate it. Much love, brother. Tell Miss Betty
Darren.
I said hello. Hey, Byron, what's going on?
Hey, you, what's going on? We're watching you live as we speak.
Hey, man. Hey, these ladies got me involved in some questions that I did not know. I was going to be.
You got your blockers now. You got your front line. You're handling it well.
Right.
Yeah, see, he trying to stay quiet.
Right. So if you see me start to stutter, you might need to fill in the rest of the blanks for me.
Right, he already starting to sweat.
Hey, brother. I appreciate you guys calling, man. Appreciating the support.
Okay, Darren, I'm looking to get a bicycle. I like what I see you doing.
Okay, you want to get a bicycle? Hey, brother, I'm telling you, I mean, I'll be talking about my fundraiser shortly, but cycling has done wonders, man. I can just, bottom line, I'm 51 and blood pressure has been an issue. I know you are. So that's why I'm putting that out there, brother. It has brought down my blood pressure. And it has strengthened my endurance.
Okay, let's talk about endurance.
You talking about
this
endurance?
Conversation just shifted.
Okay.
Yeah, so working out to do for you.
So let's get all the men bikes.
All of them, especially the old ones. All of them.
But no, it's been a healthy. Yes, sir.
The most important thing was the one you did in the house on the bike in the house.
Oh, man, yeah, my trainer.
I rode with you the whole time.
That's right. Oh, is that right?
I rode with you the whole time, and I was like, I need that in my life.
Yeah, that's a trainer. So
tell him you're doing a show.
I know. Yeah,
we're gonna talk to him later.
Right. This is like
you're making Darren sweat.
Cycling 101.
Right. We'll talk about that on another show.
Yeah.
But for right now, we love you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so
much. Keep watching the show. Share while you watching.
All righty.
Thank you, guys. All right, here you go.
They started a whole nother topic.
That's our dude.
We trying to figure out how to keep the yang up now.
Let's go.
Okay, we're running out of time. So quickly, consider these 5 things that might assist you in cleaning or clearing the lopsided relationship. Believe patterns, not apologies.
Okay.
Because people can apologize till the cows come home, but they keep doing the same thing. So if they keep doing the same thing, it's not like they're not repentant.
Right.
It's to turn away from something, right? Don't fall in love with potential women.
I'm good. You ain't gotta worry about that. Hailey, you got that?
No
potential. Don't fall in love with potential.
Nah, bruh.
Nah.
Love potential.
But now, let me clarify something. Don't get that twisted with, expecting a guy to have everything when you get with him. That's black women need to stop that. We need to stop.
Think acrimony.
No, seriously.
No,
because
we gotta go home. We gotta go. What the last one? We really do have to go.
Bye.
I almost called you something. You my mama.
Okay. Anyway, believe all the red flags, know your worth, and never lower your standards. This has been Lady D's and Kissable Nights. Thank you for being there. You can find me on Facebook under Dorothy Drew and Lady D's under Twitter and Instagram. Next, we're gonna take a break. Oh, we have a call.
We have another call.
Yeah, we do have another call. Okay.
You said Dorothy.
Hello. You've reached the EMissyK's Loose Lips Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Dwayne, calling from Ontario.
Hey, Dwayne.
What's up?
Did I just hear another call?
Right.
How are you?
Not bad.
Good.
What's
Good
on
to hear
your
from you.
mind?
Well, I was trying to get in a call in, but that guy was on the line so long I couldn't get through. I hope I didn't miss the topic.
You got a couple of minutes. You got a minute.
Tell us what you want to talk about real quick.
I'll have to cut it short. as ladies, you guys tell me, what does it take for a guy to know if that's about, like, I've been divorced 11 years, and I've been dating on and off, and all I remember is me spending a lot of money on women and always being empty-handed.
Okay, see.
So what I need to figure out from you guys is when you're dating those ladies who act like they like you, will let you take them out for 4, 5, 6 months until you realize, do they really like me or not? And then you corner them for a commitment, kind of like women do with sex with guys.
Don't corner them for commitment.
Are we committed, huh?
Don't corner them for commitment. Corner them for your expectations. They put out their expectations on what they want and, how they want it and when they want it. You need to do the same. It's a give and take. That's not what I want to say. Fair exchange, no robbery, love.
Fair exchange, no robbery.
That's kind of what the challenge is. The ladies' prize, of course, is sex. The man's prize is money. Men have to spend their money immediately. Women can wait as long as they want.
No, they can't. No, they don't.
Dwayne, first of all, I think a lot of guys like you, they spend money way too fast. They spend
That's
way too
true.
much money
Actually,
too fast.
that's the thing. That's the thing now.
That's true.
Like, there was a lady I met who moved out of state. That's the only reason why we broke up. She was the only woman that I'd met since I had this epiphany this past summer. I'm probably going overboard, that for me to trust that a woman is interested in me and not just, having fun at my expense, I might take her out on 1, 2 quick get-to-know-you dates, quick kind of cheap.
Yeah.
And after that, I think I'm going to tell them to go Dutch. Like, if you're interested in me, you should go Dutch, especially if you say you got your own money. Spend it.
Right.
I don't know about that, but I just think you just need to.
I'm going to be single forever at this point.
No, you just need to be mindful, because let me tell you something. Any woman that is worth her salt is going to be okay with that.
Right.
Okay, you can take them out for dinner, but all that spending and constantly whining and dining constantly for 6 months, that's ridiculous.
Right.
If you need to budget yourself first of all, and if a woman is worth it, she's not going anywhere.
Right.
That's right, Trina. No
Okay,
Dutch.
so how do I know when I should stop?
Look, if she
I've
doesn't
gone
start
like 4 months
offering,
like this before I stop.
if she
'Cause I
doesn't
don't
start
know.
to offer you, let me cook for you, let me, pay for the movies,
Right,
or anything like that. At some point, then that
she's selfish.
She's not the one.
Right. Exactly.
That's just my opinion.
Somebody's calling.
So we love you. Thank you for always being such a faithful listener.
We love you, Dwayne. Thank you.
All right.
You and I gonna have a
take care.
conversation.
We need to.
We'll have a sidebar.
I'm about to get spanked.
Did I hear spank?
Yeah, he said spank. Bye, boy. He did.
Goodness.
Wow.
So we're going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to come back with Hey. with Let's Get Lipped. And we'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay there.
Oh, yeah. Shawty, I deserve that promise. You said you get 365 days of love, and I want it. I do my part, give my all. I stay dedicated, and all I really wanna feel is appreciated. Girl, that's all. Yeah. Then you wonder why I be wanting you to break up. I'm just saying, 'cause when I try to talk, you always wanna blow up. I'm just saying, you don't ever think to try and comfort me until you get in this day, and you think that's all I am. You don't understand. If you really want me to stay, even though we're making mistakes, I don't wanna be the same. Everything that gotta change, it ain't ever gonna work this way, no way. Girl, you're supposed to bring me life instead of bringing my demise. It feels like I'm wasting time. In my feelings, in my feelings, in my feelings, in my feelings, yeah. In my feelings. years in my life since mama gone. And it would be a lie if I said it.
And welcome back to EMissyK's Lip Slip Show. On my segment, Get Lit.
Yes.
We actually have a call. So, wait, what's your name? Where you from?
Taisha from Compton.
Hi.
Isha?
Taisha.
Aisha.
How, Aisha?
Hi, Aisha.
Ty, Tyes, they say Taisha.
Oh, Taisha.
Thanks for spelling it out for us.
All right.
What's going on, Taisha?
Oh, nothing. I was thinking, before she even went on a date, right?
Right.
Shouldn't she have told the man her kids didn't have any food and he could have stopped and got the kids some food before she continued her journey?
How about that?
I agree.
Right.
How about that?
Right as well.
I totally agree with you. You're right.
Right, so why wait till the last minute after you get food and then the man drop you back off? What if he don't want to do that? He want to go to the room after that?
Well, see, the thing of it is they were still in the restaurant. She wanted him to get it from that restaurant, which was a 5-star restaurant.
Okay, well, maybe he couldn't afford it. Maybe he done spent it all.
Maybe he had
That's
the
the case of her being a user.
Right.
Being a user. Jesus.
Right, so maybe, that could be possible, but that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you for calling,
Thank you
Taisha.
so much for calling.
Okay, thank you, and God bless.
All right, God bless you too, sweetie.
Bye.
I heard a beep. Is there another call?
Is there another call?
Okay, good.
No, okay. Okay.
Thank you guys for calling, though.
Right.
That's dope.
Just let me know ahead of time.
Right.
Darren, Hendon, welcome to my segment, Get Lipped.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Now, could we, is there anything that you want my viewers to know before we even get into your interview really quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one.
Okay.
I want to thank all of the men and women who've served this country.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And still serving.
And
absolutely.
Truly, men and women who have served this country really have written a blank check, with their lives.
Yes.
And I want to remind everyone that this weekend there's barbecues, there's picnics, and there's events and birthday parties. But Memorial Day is not about that.
That's right.
It is about the men and women who did write that check.
That's right.
Yes.
Definitely.
And so let's not forget about what Memorial Weekend is about.
Right.
So we can start there.
And you served, correct?
I did. I went to the military right out of high school, and
Which branch?
I went to the Army.
Okay.
That was my next question.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was in the Army. I was in communications. I wanted to go to the Air Force, but I didn't score high enough on the test to get into the Air Force. But I scored high enough to get pretty much the pick of the litter in the positions in the Army. So I chose communications because that taught me electronics. So I was computerized very early.
Yeah.
So it was good. It turned out good.
By the way, I did take the test, and I did get a high score, and they did call me and come back.
Are you serious?
I swear.
When did you do that?
See, what happened was...
Yeah.
No, I honestly got tricked. I'm sorry. So what happened was the guy on my campus who was in the Army, he was like, come take this test and get out of class. You miss free period. And I was like, oh, really? Okay, cool. It's just a free test. He didn't explain it to me. He just said it was a test. I said, okay. I said, do I got to study for it? He said, nah, you should be fine. So I got there, and I'm taking this test, and I'm like, I had never seen these tools in my life.
Wow.
Different parts of math. I said, I'll take this math till next year.
Wow.
What are we doing?
Can I share something with you, though?
Yeah.
You could have got your tuition paid for that.
I know.
Wow.
And you wouldn't have had to have a sex change. I'm just saying.
Right.
You brought that up.
I know. But honestly, I have too much pride.
But we are a Navy family.
We are a Navy family, yes, I know.
Okay, so you need to go back and take the Navy test.
For some reason, I have too much pride in my gender to have a sex change, be in the military or whatever. Like, I probably would have went as a pro-black woman, standing for my generation, But, my thing is, I don't know. I feel like I don't like being tied to things. I don't. One of my problems is I don't like being in college because I'm tied to the money that I have to pay back. I like
Join a sorority.
I don't enjoy sorority because sorority.
That would be her thing too.
I need to, y'all to interview me because I could.
No, we don't interview
Darren.
We're not interviewing you.
I'm not gonna be in a sorority where I have to be.
Whatever. This is not about you.
And me, I don't need no woman telling me what I need to, what I can I do, what I need to not to do in her house.
Hello.
I'm okay. And I got my mama and my grandmama right
Hello.
here. So.
Because you about to get knocked off your chair.
Can you tell us about veteran social services?
Yeah, so I'm actually a former homeless veteran myself.
Wow.
And I after my divorce, after the foreclosure crisis, I ended up homeless. Mm-hmm. And so I was in real estate, and when the real estate market crashed, I was fortunate enough to work part-time with a nonprofit that I've been working with at-risk youth, and I was teaching leadership development and life skills at a high school. And just basic life skills, and the school wanted to hire me.
Yes.
But I didn't have my degree. And
we need you.
Well, that launched me into getting into voc rehab, where the military paid up to my master's.
Oh, awesome.
I did not complete it. I got custody of my son, so both of us was trying to figure out our algebra at the same time. Wow. So I put my schooling on hold and made sure that he graduated, because I can always go back to school. He couldn't. Right. And he has made me prouder than any dad. He graduated, turned it around. He focused on his algebra, did well. He's doing well now. But I went back to school, and I started working with veterans, worked with different agencies, and I became very successful at housing because I kind of knew the lingo that landlords and property management companies kind of wanted to hear when it came to, hey, am I going to get my money? Right. Is my property going to be taken care of? So I became very successful in getting veterans housed, even when there was kind of stigmas on, veterans with PTSD, right. Long homeless, not a good track record as far as stability. Right. So the work that I did with a lot of the agencies was very good, and I started training actually social workers on landlord engagement. And kind of what happened, we lost the grant, the organization that I was working with, so I had to get another job. And I got hired as a program coordinator for the chronic homeless housing program. Oh. And they laid me off within 2 months.
What?
And I went on this extensive interview, and I said, you know what? I've been doing this long enough. I built a reputation in the social services arena and veteran community that I'm going to get my own contracts. And I want to employ people who can identify with the population that they're serving. Right. Because a lot of the organizations that I have been working with, they were hiring people with degrees and not knocking education, obviously, at all. But a lot of the people that they were hiring could not even identify with the people that they were serving. Wow. And I think that's a big detriment to the social services field when you have individuals who really have a good heart to help, but they can't identify with, one, being homeless. They can't identify with being in the service. So I started Veteran Social Services. I got involved with a small business advocate that helped me apply for a certification with the state of California. So as of January 1st, I was issued the first veteran-owned veteran service agency certification.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I've gotten the tremendous support from my family and all of my Facebook friends. I wouldn't call them Facebook friends because they're truly my friends.
Right.
Yeah.
And family. We just happen to just kind of...
all landed on Facebook.
Right, landed on Facebook. You know what I mean? But the support that I've gotten from the community and from my friends has been tremendous, which allowed me to do what I do, what I love to do, and that's serve veterans and then hire veterans to help other veterans. And that's kind of actually what my our cliche is we've been where you are.
Yeah.
So
I have a question.
Yes.
Not to cut you off, and I do
Yeah.
apologize. Because there are a lot of homeless men and a lot of homeless veterans. I think I have a couple of family members that are. What would be the first step to even seeking out your services to help them be housed?
Well, first of all, I want to say veterans and homelessness should never, ever be in the same sentence.
I totally agree. That makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Right? It should never, ever be
we fail them.
utilized in the same sentence. And, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you saw the HUD secretary yesterday.
Yes.
Who did not know what an REO was.
Right.
And it's that kind of, we'll say, ignorant behavior or lack of knowledge of the fact that these people have served our country, and there's no reason why they've served in war and should come out couch surfing and trying to figure out where they're going to stay.
Right.
But that's not, I'm not even speaking on veteran because I've served other populations who experience homeless. So that goes for anyone. Everyone deserves the right to be housed.
Right.
But it makes me so angry that they go to fight for us and leave everything behind, their families, their homes, their jobs, their cars, everything. Everything they own is left back here. And when they come back here to nothing.
Right. Well, the way that it kind of pans out is that the military, if you don't show them that you want to stay, then basically we don't need you anymore. You've served your time.
Wow.
Thank you. Goodbye. Matter of fact, our suggestion, I had a veteran on my caseload, and it kind of broke my heart. And that's what kind of launched me into starting my own thing. He served 2 tours in Iraq. And he said that the only thing that he could remember them telling him was for him to file for unemployment when he got out.
Wow.
And
disrespectful.
a lot of veterans can't go back to the home that they entered the military in because there was a lot of dysfunction for the reason why they left in the first place. Right? It was an unstable situation. So that's why they went into the military.
Right.
So when you get out, when you choose not to re-enlist, they basically they expect you to go back to where you started.
And they do.
Right.
And they do.
Basically,
it's, that family structure is not there. Not everyone has a good, close family support system to allow you to get on your feet until you become gainfully employed, before your benefits start to kick in. It's just not that way for most of the veterans that go into the military.
wow.
So aside from coming to you for services and your resources,
Sure.
Is it true that the military honestly does not provide anything when you leave? Like, there's nothing that you can depend on from them? Or, I'm asking, like, what security or what insurance do they provide after you leave?
Really, the military, they do have an exit plan for you. It's not that they just kick you out. They do.
Yeah.
There are some veterans, and I've met many of them, that they are just so tired. They want to get out, but they don't hear anything. They don't hear anything about, what to do when they get out.
Yeah.
But obviously, for those who leave with an honorable discharge, they have their educational benefit.
Right.
They have their educational benefit, which comes with housing. But unfortunately, for veterans who have not utilized their VA benefits for a certain amount of time, like the GI Bill, if you don't use it within 10 years, it's gone.
Oh man, I guess that's why my son finally decided to use his, because they have 2, he and his wife.
Yeah, now
They
GI
just
Bill,
used it.
you can transfer it to your child,
Wow.
right? But if you don't use it within a certain amount of time, it's gone.
Wow. I guess that explains why it took so long for him to use it. Finally, I'm like, where's this coming
Right.
from?
So
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
So with me, I got involved in, I got approved for Voc Rehab because I'm service connected. I have a disability that I got a percentage that for disabled veterans, it's basically a retraining to get you back into the workforce. And I chose social work.
Oh.
So that was the avenue that I chose, in as far as going back to school in human services, which we talked about Long Beach City.
Yes.
And transferring to Dominguez and going for the bachelor's and master's. So veterans can take advantage of that. So my organization is staffed with veterans who have actually gone through the process of being homeless, applying for school, applying for those benefits. Because when you get out, that's kind of what you need. You need someone who's been there and done that to help you along.
Exactly.
And what happens is a lot of times that that's why there's a high suicide rate. Because veterans kind of feel alone, and because they're so used to that structure being in the military, when they become a civilian, that structure that they are used to is not there anymore. And of course, obviously, even with family members, and they may love you to death, but they still can't relate to what you've gone through
really
on a daily basis while you were active.
Do you have a podcast?
You know what? I don't.
You need to.
Right.
You know,
they need that. That's a lot of information that you need to do that.
It is, so that was kind of like the most important thing about my agency that I wanted to do was I wanted it to be about veterans assisting and working and helping veterans.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So, I do have to wrap it up, but let me ask my last question. As far as your mission,
yes.
Do you plan on expanding it nationwide or internationally, or do you want to take it to bigger and broader places? How far do you plan on taking,
So that's funny that you mentioned, because I have a fundraiser coming up, and I had a fellow cyclist who actually is a veteran ask me, he lives out in Virginia, and he asked me, would I be doing the same thing in Virginia?
Yeah.
My goal is to absolutely become nationwide.
Need to.
Like I said, there are other agencies that do what I do, but it's about the people who are serving the people.
That's the uniqueness of
and that's what makes different agencies different, is the personnel that you have working with. So I'm hoping to create an environment, a comfort for veterans, men, women, transgender, whoever who has served our country, that they have people that they can identify with and that they can relate to, that has been there, and will help them, improve the quality of their life.
Can you tell our viewers where they can find you on social media? Websites, everything.
So my website is veteransocialservices.org. And I'm all on the internet. I am, so I do a video every Friday. You know what I mean? I stopped doing it because I become busy. That's why I haven't been doing that video.
Oh, you need to get back and do it.
Yeah, that's the wake your ass up video.
Yes,
but
it is.
It's really about, projecting good energy into the universe. And I just implemented in this newly endeavor with Veteran Social Services. So yeah, my website, and then I have the first inaugural fundraising event coming up July 13th.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sponsored by GOG Cigar Society.
Nice.
My boy Paul with the Mobile Cigar Lounge. He's hosting it. Sponsored by Pathways to Your Future.
But you are the co-founder of that one, right?
Yes, I'm the co-founder with my uncle Gerald Thompson.
Nice.
And we work with transitional age youth, and we're still
See
doing
if I can
that.
get in shape for that one.
Right.
Yeah. So for those who don't have a cycle or a bike, we're doing a spin class. We're having 20 spin bikes.
Oh, okay.
Right out at Dockwaller Beach, and also her name is Val. She's the bomb. She's a workout instructor. So we're having 2 sessions for workout and 2 sessions for spin class. But there's 3 routes: 13 miles, 25 miles, and 62 miles.
Okay, well, Darren, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
for inviting me.
I appreciate it so much.
All right.
Thanks
Guys,
for inviting me.
I'm on Facebook at Hailey Bale Lindsay, HAILEYBALELANDSAY. Slow it down. You can run it back. It's fine. You got the videos on there.
Right.
This has been EMissyK's List Live Show. We love you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
LaLa.
Bye-bye.
Lady
Yes,
D's.
yes.
Kevin.
EMissyK.
Right.
EMissyK.
EMissyK, her beauty and passion. Talk music, fashion. Loose lips, red cup, Lajohn. She's always on Facebook, Instagram. Taking calls on the telephone. Sexy if you say.